crunchy on the outside, juicy on the inside, and stunningly simple to make. Chicken tandoori. So today I'll be cooking the popular North Indian dish, tandoori chicken. Essentially, it is chicken that's been coated with rich aromatic spices and then roasted in a tandoor oven, giving it a nice charred browned exterior, which adds to the flavor, texture, and taste of the dish. I don't have a tandoor oven, so I'll be using a regular oven today to simulate a tandoor oven. I picked up these strategies from the folks at America's Test Kitchen. If you don't have an oven and want to use a regular saute pan, I have another video that talks about that. First, let's get the chicken ready. 2 pounds chicken. I'm using chicken drumsticks here, but you could use other cuts of chicken such as breasts, thighs, wings, etc. If using another cut of chicken, cut the chicken into large 3 to 4 inch pieces, which are easier to handle in the oven and will not dry as much, which could lead to overcooking. At the end, after the chicken is cooked, you can cut it into smaller pieces as discussed later. Take the skin, that is the fatty part, off the drumsticks, or keep them on if you prefer. Now let's prepare the ginger garlic paste. Add 1.5 inch piece of ginger and 5 garlic cloves to a mortar and pestle. Grind until you get a smooth paste to produce roughly about 3 tablespoons ginger garlic paste. Keep aside. Now let's bloom the spices. Essentially, it is heating spices in oil, whereby the flavor and aroma of the spices transfers to the oil, which then transfers to the dish. Heat 1 tablespoon light butter or oil in a small frying pan over medium heat until the butter shimmers. Add half teaspoon cardamom seeds, that is about 30 seeds from 3 cardamom pods, and cook until very fragrant and little bubbles form around it, about 30 to 60 seconds. Don't let it brown. Add 3 tablespoons of the ginger garlic paste that was kept aside and cook until fragrant, about 1 minute. Add 1 tablespoon garam masala, half teaspoon ground turmeric, 1 1/4 teaspoon ground cumin, and 1.5 teaspoon red chili powder. Continue to cook until fragrant for about another minute. At any time, if the food sticks to the bottom of the pan, add a little water, 4 tablespoons or more, and stir. Keep aside. Now it's time to marinate the chicken. Transfer spice mixture to a large bowl. Add 2 pounds of chicken, 1 cup plain low-fat yogurt, 3 tablespoons lemon juice, 2.5 teaspoon salt, optionally 1 teaspoon chaat masala and 1 teaspoon kasuri methi, that is fenugreek leaves, and create 2 or 3 cuts on each chicken drumstick about 1 inch apart so that the marinade is able to seep beneath the surface of the chicken. And mix well until chicken pieces are fully and evenly coated. Mix with your hands to ensure that the mixture seeps into the cuts you made on the chicken pieces. Cover and refrigerate for 30 minutes or between 4 to 24 hours for a softer, juicier texture. Now it's time to cook the chicken. Essentially, we're trying to achieve 2 goals. The first one being cooking the chicken from inside to outside, and number 2, we need to achieve that browned or charred exterior to get that tandoori look, which adds to the flavor texture of the meat. First, let's cook the chicken. Line a foil sheet beneath the wire rack of a broiler pan. Place the marinade-coated chicken pieces on the wire rack of the pan. Although I didn't do it here, you could baste the top of the chicken with 2 to 3 circular sprays of cooking spray or 1 teaspoon oil for added juiciness to prevent the chicken from drying out. Set the oven to the bake option and preheat it to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the broiler pan on an oven rack about 6 inches below the heating element. Bake chicken for about 15 to 25 minutes until instant read thermometer inserted into the thickest part of the chicken registers 125 degrees Fahrenheit for chicken breasts and 130 degrees Fahrenheit for legs and thighs. If you don't have a thermometer at hand, cut open a chicken piece and ensure that the interior flesh is white all the way through, not pink. Now let's get the browning or the charring of the chicken on the exterior. Remove chicken from the oven and change the setting of the oven to the broil option. Broil high if you have that option available. Let the broiler heat up for 10 minutes. Flip the chicken pieces on the wire rack and place the broiler pan back into the oven about 6 inches below the heating element. Broil for about 8 to 15 minutes until chicken is browned in spots and instant rate thermometer inserted into the thickest part of the chicken registers 165 degrees for chicken breasts and 175 for legs and thighs. Once done, transfer to a bowl. Cover with the foil and let the chicken rest for about 5 minutes or so to regain some of the moisture, that is, some of the juiciness it lost during the cooking process. Garnish with 5 to 7 lemon wedges and optionally 3 to 4 sets of onion rings. So some final tips. After the chicken finishes baking, take the pan out from the oven as you change the oven setting to broil. Depending on the broiler, it could take up to 10 minutes for the broiler to preheat. So if you leave the pan inside the oven, the chicken will overcook. Once the broiler preheats, then you can place the pan back into the oven and start the broil operation. Blooming the spices I talked about earlier is so critical to get that additional layer of texture, flavor, and tastiness. So don't forget or don't skimp that step. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful in any way, don't forget to click the like button. And I'd recommend you check out one of the videos listed on the screen, just like this one. And I'll see you in the next video.